I decided not to let Justin dictate my studies, so I went ahead and started reading the information that the OrthoThugs provided. And I just want to start this video with explaining the 7%. And when I was looking at their list of emperors, which by the way, and we're going to get to this in the video, they want to restore the Byzantine emperors. And we're going to talk about that, but again, all roads lead to Rome. This is all about Rome. If you go over here to the map, this is the part that they're talking about, the eastern part, and this is the western part, where Rome is. But eastern and western part of what? Rome. So it's just confusing to me. Like, oh, they moved the capital. Oh, that's why. Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's still kind of interesting to me that you are a part of Rome and then just completely just... What was Constantine trying to be the emperor of? But anyways, I was looking at the list of kings. Where'd that one go? Oh, and one of them, actually two of them, were Basil 1 and 2. And I just happened to know doing my paperwork that we are in Basil 3. And so when I saw these names, Basil 1 and 2, this number 2 is Basil 2nd, the Bulgar Slayer. I wonder what that is. I thought it said burglar, but it's not. But anyways, when I thought that said burglar, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's the reason why we're in the banking system. It's funny to see these names here. But that's spelled with an E. Tricky. And it was only made in 1988. I didn't realize how new this was. But this is the banking system that we're working on. And so when you guys are laughing about the 7%, I just wanted to show you guys, while I was looking at it, where this comes from. So this is the banking regulations and framework. These are the rules. Now, when you're dealing with debts and debtors and creditors, this is exactly what we're going to be dealing with. So in Basil 1, they wanted you to keep... Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. In Basil 1, the requirements had to be at least 8%. That was the capital requirement. It had to be at least 8% of whatever had the in-risk weight assets. And simple calculations. If the bank has 100% of risky assets, it needs to keep 8 in capital. Now, in order for us to have money, which is debt, there has to be a creditor. So when I say 7%, look how close I was with Basil 1. But watch this. You go down to Basil 2, and they kept their 8%. You get down here to 2.5. Okay, I don't think it mentions it, so it probably is still the 8%. You get down here into Basil 3. Now they only require 6 or 5%, depending on the type of institution. So when I said 7, I said they don't like it to be more than 7. 7's about the number, and 7 is what we need. And the issue is, the reason why our system isn't working is because our banking system is supposed to have 6 or 5% of a leverage ratio. These are the creditors to the debtors when you're talking about this topic. Nothing I say is made up. You can literally go look it up. This is where the numbers are coming from. This is the banking framework that I was speaking about. I already knew it was in there. But this is why I say that we need to get to 7%. Because we have been operating with less than 5% creditors. And because of that, our government is out of control. If we want to get our equity, which is the future labor of the children, under control, we need to. That is what our money's backed off by. Future labor, which is completely irresponsible. And only boomer brains thinks it makes sense. That's the type of brains that invent reverse mortgages. In fact, it's the boomer brains who put this in here. This is boomer brain thinking. This is what they think. This was made in Basel 1 was in 1988. So who's in control of the banking system in 1988? These are the rules that I'm speaking of. But anyways, that was just a little side piece of what into my research. And it's very interesting that all roads do lead back to Rome. Even when I start researching the OrthoThugs faith here, it's always going to lead back to Rome. The first thing I did was look up their emperor list. And where did I get? Rome. You wonder why I say Rome? This is why. The historical significance of Rome. This is why. And so, anyways, I think we can go back to, so then I started looking for a dogma list. And just like the OrthoThugs, they are not organized. Not organized like the Catholics. If I want to find the dogma list for the Catholics, boom, here it is. All 220 of them. 255, I apologize. 255. And then under it, we have the stuff that's still open for discussion. Now, I mentioned that I stop about at 1050 when it comes to dogma. After that, I have to debate my fellow traditional Catholics about the validity of these dogmas. So, what I did, since I couldn't, because the OrthoThugs are so disorganized and lazy, they don't like to read or write or actually present things in numerical order, like the traditional Catholics do, then I just went ahead to the AI and figured that I can at least try to figure out what it is that we have different, like comparatively. And I maxed out this conversation, so we're going to go over this. So, and I haven't looked at this yet. I was just feeding it the information. So, I mean, if there's misspellings in my prompts, then so be it. The AI read it. So we're just going to stop at the top here and look at our nice, beautiful Catholic list. And this isn't made by the Vatican. These are the Catholic laymen who do this. They know how to think. They know how to organize. They know what we're looking for. And when we debate, we can go number 4, number 10, number 12. Wait till I ask the AI the next set of questions where I give them this list again. And I get which saints did what. But for now, let's go ahead and go over this. I don't need to read the Catholic ones. I've read them several times. Okay. Well, I just need the differences. Filioque, controversy. Oh, the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and the Son. Orthodox, the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father alone. This difference was significant in 1054. And 1054, look at this. Look at this, I'm telling you. All roads are going to lead back to Rome. 1054. This is the exact problem. So if I go look up the Leo Frick missile, dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, the Leo Frick missile is a compile is old. It's old. But this is the missile that was used in 1050 to 1072 by a particular Bishop Leo Frick. And this is before, well, let's just make sure we're doing this right. Let's look up the greats. This is, I think it's like CHIS. Is that right? Is this probably right? Huh, very good. The Great Schism. What date was it? 54. Huh. So, this one was the one being used, but I don't think it changed. It was really written earlier. Like the first part of this, yeah, see, there you go, 1050 to 1072. So this was being used. That's why it says in his, that's why that's so important. So if I go look at the date here, they're talking about 1054. And if I go here, 1050. So this is the one being used before and after. So we know that this one is the one that didn't change. And this is why we know this. And the only reason why I personally found the Leo Frick missile was because I was looking up Leo Frick of Mercia. And if we go into Bishop Leo Frick's history, you will learn that he was in the royal court of Leo Frick of Mercia, who built all the cathedrals back in this time. That's what he's known for. So, and also being married to Lady Godiva. Well, I wasn't going to talk about this part yet, other than the fact of how it relates. So, from the get-go, I'm the one whose documentation, again, through history, is on par. Look at that. That's how we know it hasn't changed. And what's confusing to me is that during that debate I had with the OrthoThugs, they said that dogma doesn't change. And that was their big issue. And see, now as I study what it is that they were telling me, I think this is because this is the first change. And the first change is filioque. And this was apparently enough, changing this one thing. So I would be willing to go to a mass or a service. They didn't even like the word mass. I can't believe it. During this time, right before, so here's 1054 and 1050. This was and they were using this, and they were still using it after. But I'd be willing to go all the way back and start with this mass, because there can't be they can't say that there's any heresy in my mass, because my mass was being said before their schism and hasn't changed. It's in Latin. It's still there. Here's the book. And there are sections in this book that have handwritten notes from Lady Godiva, because books were rare back then. And this book, this Leo Frick missile is actually has a couple things. It has the actual missile, and then it has the Red Book of Derby. And there's only a few people that have access to that. And so it's been suggested, if you do the history, that Lady Godiva personally wrote in here. And they found this manuscript in Coventry, which is where Lady Godiva and Earl Leofric were. I refer to him as Leofric III because his a couple fathers above him. Now let's see if I can do this by memory. Leofric's father was Leofwine, whose father was Alfgar, whose father was Alfgar, whose father was Alfgar, whose father was Leofric, whose father was Alfgar, whose father was Leofric. And then on my list, I have them numbered. I'm pretty sure that's the right order. I could double check the list at some point. But that Leofric the First, he's the one that helped found England. And England itself is named after the Angles, and the Angles are known for the Wolfgangish dynasty. Woofa, who is their mine also, parental lineage, is the one who came over here and became king with the Wolfgangish dynasty. It was actually Throftman who came over here first after the Roman Empire fell. But that's a story for another day. Anyways, I just want to show you how even studying orthodoxy leads me back to the Leofric missile. Like from the get-go. All I had to do is look up those years and boom, here we are. Anyways, I think we're done with that. I think we're done with that. I think we're done with that. I think we're done with the list. I couldn't find organized, easy access, comparable doctrine. So, done with that one. And is this the map? This is what you guys are fighting over? I just can't believe how small of an area you guys are like fighting over. Like, why wouldn't you want Rome and go back to having all of this? This was it. But it doesn't even matter because your Byzantine Empire is all about Rome. Eastern and Western Roman Empire. That's why they call it that. That's fascinating to me, that you guys still resist Rome when you guys are just fighting for these little dots. Yeah, this I was reading to get a brief history about it. Oh, his story's funny. That's a funny word. I wonder who the antecedent to the word his is. I wonder whose story they're telling. Anyways, the Immaculate... Oh, you guys don't think that she was conceived without original sin? Oh, so you guys don't even think Mary was... You don't think Mary's in heaven. She wasn't baptized. There's no story of Mary being baptized. Oh, if you don't think she came from without sin, do you guys think that she ascended into heaven, body and soul? Huh. Now, putting a gold Mary on top of the largest temple of the traditional Catholics here in the United States is uncouth. I don't like it. It sits wrong with me. But I've made that very clear to them. And they do not like that I made that clear to them. But when I see the wrong, I have to correct it, especially in my own community. But this just seems like sacrilege. This is shocking. Talk about being shocked. You guys believe... But I guess that teaching's only from the 1800s. So I'm willing, so on this dogma list, these are the infallibles, the 255, and then we have the 102 certain truths not yet defined. I'm willing to negotiate here. We go back to the mass that we all agree on that can't change according to the OrthoThugs. That dogma doesn't change. That's one of their big things. We agree with that. Dogma doesn't change. And we add these to the list. We add everything that they have on their list, except for this one. This one we have to debate first. We had to reopen this debate, make an agreement where the split happened, and then we'll put the rest of these, I haven't even read them yet, but we'll put the rest of these in this other category of truths. You guys might not want to call it truths, but that would be the compromise. Then you guys can return to Christ's holy church, and the Catholics can return to the Christ Holy Church. We just need to restore what we had 1,000 years ago. But anyways, let's go back through it. Oh, I don't like this one. Oh, it didn't give me a date. Oh, I'm going to have to ask for this date. And they also didn't give me an exact dogma. I guess this is just the general. The assumption. Oh, you don't. Oh, it's only in 1950? Will you only believe in the assumption from 1950? What? That's shocking to me too. That's embarrassing that I don't know that. Now, the Council of Trent, I've always had problems with the Council of Trent. That's what got me back to the 1054. The papal authority was in the 11th century. Oh, so they're talking about this. Okay. Okay, so the papal authority one was in the 11th century, so this must be that same time. So you guys split off because of pride, because of papal authority. I thought you guys liked the patriarchy. I thought you liked the hierarchy. Huh. Huh. The more I study, the more it seems like you're in defiance. Like I said, I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to grant you a lot of these too. Like this assumption of Mary though is well, yeah, I'd put it on the list. I guess we're not going to say that, but we pray it in our rosary. It's one of our decades. So we would have to adjust that. Well, we could still pray to it if we were going to call it an undefined truth. We could still keep it, I guess. Huh. But I'm willing to drop this from dogma. I'll bring this up with the council. I'll go talk to the fellas here. Now you might be wondering, oh, why is the Council of Men here important? We're the stronghold. St. Mary's is the stronghold of Christianity in the United States. We are the last stand. We have 0% crime statistics. I'll look it up for you guys just so that way you guys can prove it. Let's look up the statistics. This is why. This is why I choose to live. Oh, well. Look at this. Here it is. Our medium age in our town is 25.8. Look at this spread. Look at this spread. Millennials are about here and under. We could outvote our entire town. Look at that. We can outvote our entire town. That means that the people here have what? Children. Look at that. And look at these ratios. Look at these ratios. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I wonder how this is going to translate to our crime. Here we go. Income. Here's poverty. We are about half the rate of poverty in all of Kansas, and about half the rate in poverty in Manhattan. Here it is. So of the biological sexes, we have about a 50-50 split, and our marriages are also about 50-50 split. Pretty healthy. Now oh wow. Look at our divorce rate. Look at our divorce rate. 6%. That's in this town. This is traditional Catholicism. This is what traditional Catholicism brings. If you do the society the way that I say to do society, this is what we have. This is what we will have. This is what we're going to get. Fertility. More than 1.5 times the rate in Kansas. Look at our women at 45 to 50. They're the ones having the most children. Look how many children are coming out of the 45 and 50-year-old women in our town. Congratulations, women. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? Look at this. 0. 0, because we keep our boys and girls separated. We keep our boys and girls separated in high school, and this is why. This is what, I'm telling you, these are the stats you get when you allow traditional Catholics to be your neighbors. This is the average value of our house. The houses we live in, this is the average value of them. Look at that. Look at that. My house is right here. Right, it's actually, this is a really good line. Mine's at about 90-something thousands, which I guess is right here. Close. Give it a couple more years. My property value goes up about $2,000 per year. Raises my taxes, and I'm so privileged to pay them. Here in a little bit, I'm going to be pushed into there by doing nothing. My roof gets older, but I'll be right here. Look at our moving from abroad. Look at our migration. If you do things my way, this is the stats you're going to get. You judge a tree by the fruit. You'd be traditional Catholic. You'd file your paperwork with Rome. You'd file your paperwork with the United States. You'd file your paperwork with whatever state particular you would in, and then you'd file your paperwork. You'd file your paperwork with the city. And then you have to go talk to the mayors and go to, like, do your civic responsibility and make sure you put it on the record. You have to go to town meetings and tell the town too. There's a whole process, and I have it all ordered and organized. And everything I do comes from either canon law, universal codes, federal laws. Everything I do is by the book. Look at this is what happens. And see, you guys mock all the book reading we do, but where I'm from, we value it. That's why I did it. I was pushed to greater and greater things being taught at this academy. This is it. This is why. Look at that. This is it. Look at this stat. Now you want to know why the bachelor's degree is so low? If they broke this down to men and women, this is why. This is why that this is not this. It's because men go to work and the women don't go to school. No foreign language. No foreign language. English only around here, folks. Foreign-born population. It's a nice good number. Where'd our crime stats go? Did I not see the crime? Our crime stat is, I'm pretty sure our crime stat is 0. I really do think it's that. The last time on the other website I saw it. Let's just look that up. Oh, you want to bet the safest and most dangerous place? How much you want to bet St. Mary's is the safest place? Crime rate. You don't want to tell me. Here we go. What is our St. Mary's murder? Not even. Yeah, you can't even do it. They're not applicable. They're 0. That's why. Property crime. I'm telling you, they can't even. That's the total. Is this saying that that's the estimate, but because it's per 100,000 on the same ratio as everybody else, it's just not a number? Yeah, because it's 0.0. Look, murders. The total murder, rape, robbery, and assault. Is statistically non-violent crimes. That seems like a lot of rape, murders, robberies, and assaults, though. But we don't even have 100,000 people, so this is just total ever? Is this ever? Or is this just this year? But I do bet that the percentage, I should look that up. I had the population. I'll do that on another video. I wonder if these percentages correlate with the other information that we were seeing. I'm a number, well, I'm not really good at the numbers themselves, but when it comes to comparing them, I can tell a 1 from a 6. This is it. This is it. So, interesting. And this year, I mean, this is basically our population. Basically, on average, the fruit of traditional Catholicism as the major aspect of your town, because we're not all traditional Catholics. The fruit of it is that most people commit 1 crime per year, and about half those crimes, that can't be right. It'd be an assault. My guess is that these are assaults. I wish it told us which ones. And it says estimate. I don't even think that's true. I've seen this is the FBI. Let's go check that again. Let's cross-check that. There were 24 crimes committed in St. Mary's the last year. That's on a rate basis per 1,000 total crimes. Oh, so they raise that number because they make it per 1,000. Oh, we don't even have that many people. We are negative 61.02% the national average. Oh, we're not the safest in Kansas. That's funny. But we are top tier. And that's only because they're using these bigger populations. We literally had 24 total crimes in a year. That's all we have. St. Mary's, murder, 0. Robbery, 0. I told you they were all going to be aggravated assaults. Those are fights. Violent crime. This is domestic stuff. Burglary. See, it doesn't even happen. Larceny, property crime. They're saying these numbers because they're putting it raw. Here's the raw. I'm sorry. This is what we should have done. Aggravated assaults. 2. 3 violent crimes total. 2 burglaries. 19 larcenies. And 21 property crime. You can't even see it. Okie dokie. Well, we could be done with that. Anyways, the fruits of my traditional Catholicism are in the stats I just showed you. And like I said, I'd be willing to revert back to the Mass and dogmas before 1054 and put all the rest of these, even before I've read them, I'd be willing to put the rest of them in the other category of truths that we haven't decided by the magistrate yet and revalue them. All except for this first one. That's pretty fair. It's a good deal. Just take it. Okay. So, predestination. This is our dogmas 120 through 121. Oh, it doesn't tell me the years. Oh, man. Here, let me grab this list. give it to the AI. Council of Trent? Yeah, I'm willing to give you the Council of Trent. Yep, I'm willing to give you the Council of Trent. Dude, yeah, the First Vatican Council. Yeah, that can't be right. I thought it said the 10. Dude, I would grant this if that's the right date. I don't know if the AI is like tripping here. But First Vatican Council, I'd give you all the Vaticans, and I'd give you Trent. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys. I'm going to call them truth. I'm going to. I agree with you, Orthodox fellas, about when it comes to the dogma. I agree with everything because they're all from then. They're all from then. Yeah, these are all changes in dogma, and except for this. Oh yeah, these are the new ones. Okay, so now I go back to my old list. And this is where it was. Yeah, I'd give you those. So I'm going to give you. This is the one that I can't grant because this was going on, but this is the one we're going to have the big debate about so far. Other than that, yeah, I'd give you the 1951, 1850. Yeah, I'd give you that one. Yeah, I think these are the ones that we saw with that other list. Okay, again, I need the dates. They didn't give me the dates to all these. They gave me the dates to some of them. $18-something, Vatican Council, absolutely. Vatican Council's got to go. Most traditional Catholics will throw out the Vatican Councils. Definitely Vatican II. It's a little difficult for me to get them to Vatican I, but I've been pushing to get rid of the Council of Trent because of the truth. That I don't need to study orthodoxies to. I can read these individually and know that they're wrong in my heart. I get that. I get that. That's why I have a lot of sympathy for you guys. I understand that we're in a fallen state and that there's a crisis within the church. Yeah, purgatory. Yeah. Enter purgatory. You guys don't think that the venial sins go to purgatory. That means you guys think venial sins go to hell. That means mocking me is a venial sin. That's going to put. Do you go to confession for mocking me? There's no reason to mock me. If what I'm saying is absurd, that should be easily displayed. If you don't believe that venial sins can get, that's terrifying. But I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. There's, oh, you guys keep it ambiguous. Do you guys even define what venial and mortal sins are? That's a good question. The anointing of the sick. Again, a Trent one, marriage as a sacrament. You guys believe in marriage as a sacrament. Why? Marriage as a sacrament came about in the Council of Trent. You said there was no change to dogma. Marriage wouldn't be a sacrament. Maybe you guys don't believe it's a sacrament. Maybe he has something else. That's another good one. I don't know what this means. I've never seen this word. That's not fair. Pertaining to the last or final things. Huh. Oh, you guys don't do definitions very well. I noticed that with you ortho thugs. You guys don't like definitions. You guys don't like rule books. You guys don't like reading. That's so funny. You mock being intelligent. That's so... Ortho Thugs is really good, Jimbob. Spot on. Ad rem. Yeah, I'd give you this one. I'd give you this one. I don't even need to look at it. Most of these I probably argued with my own... The infallibility of the Pope. Okay, so you're telling me... There's no way this is right. That was the first council too. The Pope wasn't even infallible up until the First Vatican. I don't know if the AI's glitching here. I don't know. But if that's true, and the Pope isn't infallible when speaking ex cathedra, how would they know that the rest of those were dogmas? That's a good point for you guys. This is silly. It took him till the 1869 to tell them that he was infallible. He didn't get his powers until then. That seems a little silly to this Stephen. This may not be right though, but that's what the AI says. Oh, it must be true. It must be a glitch. It must be. Again, this is saying that you guys don't have definitions. We invoked the intercession of the saints, but it didn't give me a date. So I'd have to look this one up separately. This definitely is a dogma. I've read that one several times. You can ask. It's up here. No, this is all about God. Okay, yeah, it goes in order. I'll find it later. But definitely that is one of them. Give you that one. Yeah, I'll concede that one. I don't even have to read it. I don't know. This is Venus. Oh, that's. Oh, okay. It's repeating it because I wanted dates. Okay. Yeah. 90. I think it's all of them. I don't think I found a single one other than this first one. I agree with you guys theologically, with the consideration that we move all the new stuff to this section. I'm all for it. I agree. I'm orthodox by nature, if that's what that means. Now, we don't change it. Although, well, yeah, if he can't speak infallible, if that's just a truth that's not defined yet, then Because I agree with that. I agree with that term too. I can agree that we know these to be true, but we haven't defined it. And this, especially for this. Oh, I bet you this has to do with sovereignty. Watch this. I go here, talk about Catholics being sovereign. Watch this. I bet you I pick up this word, and we go to its etymology. Let's see where it heads. Oh, there it is. Don't even try to spell it. From the Latin word master, which means teacher or master. It refers to the authority that is specifically the health of. Isn't that funny? The word means master. Comes from Latin. Talking about public servants and public masters. The Catholic Church has been on it because the Catholics come from Rome. Rome's been on it. The stuff is ancient history. According to the 1992 Catechism. Oh my goodness gracious. Catholics, come on. Come on. We would be much... Oh man. Oh man. If we just go back... Oh, we'd make that deal. I think our people would be willing to make that deal to unite the church. Our people are desperate. The people in this town are desperate. They want to see the church come back together. They pray for it all the time. All the time. Including you. Including the Orthodox. And all the Novus Ordo. We want to see it restored. They just happen to stop at Vatican II because of their boomer brains. But in their heart, and we had those stats out. You see all the young people that are coming up? They'll go back to the tradition because it's the only way. It's the only way to the truth. And so if you OrthoThugs are willing to talk to your people about making that compromise and uniting, I will talk to my people and try to make that compromise and reuniting. And if that's unacceptable, if my terms are unacceptable, I'd be willing to see your terms or your solution to unite them. But yes, I think this can qualify. Oh, no. We're not done with this. We're done with that part of my studies. He wants me to buy a book. Like, I mean, I know it's only $25, and I probably will buy it. I like books. It's probably important. And like I said, I agree with... If this is about your theology, I'm going to agree with you on everything except that Felique. Everything except Felique. Oh, but then one of them... Now, the man who gave this book to me to read... This is what I'm going to end up reading. He didn't even give it to me. He just posted it in the chats. So at least they have a saint. I wonder when their saint... That's what I was going to do. Saint Basil. See what year he is. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm in. I have a couple qualms. With the Council of Nicaea. With the council itself, not the Nicene Creed. With the council itself and what they decide to do about Arianism. And I have a couple qualms about St. Jerome. But in full Catholic submission, I've dropped those. And if this guy is the one that wrote this book, I'm all in. I don't need, I mean, I will read this, but I am all in. There's also a St. Gregory. He may have added it. Uh-oh. Now see, that's when you read historical things like this, they always put in extra stuff to look up that you might read over. But let's see if there's a conspiracy here. Let's find St. Gregory. I probably need more than that. St. Gregory. At the end, on the man is the image of God. Absolutely. Oh, they're saying he may have added that. But if he's a saint, then... But when? When? St. Gregory of what? Okay, fine. Let me just look St. Gregory up. St. Gregory. Okay, so that's... Okay, that's still in the 600. Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. If this is the St. Gregory that they're talking about. And he was a pope? Oh yeah, then... Yeah, I obviously believe that he has the authority to do what he needs to do. Even if he did edit it. If that's who they're referring to. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to read this. It's like 400 pages. I'm not going to read this now, but I didn't even know what this word... What does this word mean? Hex? Doesn't that... Okay, hex is... I mean, it must mean... I don't know about this word, guys. I know hex is a shape, but hex has other meanings, too. I don't know about this word, guys. Let's look at this up. 6 days. Yeah. 6 days of basil. I think this is what they're talking about. Oh, this was a 6-day preach? You guys don't have mass. I don't even know if you have sermons. Why is it called the 6 days? I'd have to read it. He probably explains it in his... I don't even know why I'm on Wikipedia when I can get the source document. Now, the guy who sent this in says that there should be no freedom, not even to leave the house, that the patriarch of the house should decide that. And then I asked him, would that then grant the patriarch of the house the freedom to say yes or no? And he was just dumb. He left after that. He was just dumb. But he gave me the original source content. This is the... Look, this guy who was pretended to be smart, the other guy who was pseudo-intellectual, he sent me a book to buy. And then the other guy sent this. This I can get behind. This I can go rent this book. I can go here actually. I could go borrow probably the book they scanned. Put my name on the list of people who have borrowed it. I might go do that. I might go see if I can actually get this book. I mean, I don't know which one they scanned, but I can go get this one. That's not out of my way. That'd be a nice little pilgrimage. Oh man, it'd be like I'd have to return it, but yeah, that'd be a pilgrimage back. I'm all for it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the library. It's been a while. I've never been to this one. I bet it's nice. I'll see if I can get my traditional Catholic fellas to go with me. To go on a pilgrimage to get this book. It's written by a saint that they would believe in. It's written by a saint. they'd probably agree with all of this. No, I'm not reading that fast. I just skim for, you know, anything that I think is going to, anything that like stands out. An elephant. I do not admire the huge elephant more than the mouse, which is formidable to the elephant, or than the very fine sting of the scorpion. So you guys make fun of me for being long-winded or all or whatever it was you guys were making fun of me for. Not giving answers in 3 seconds. And look how this saint writes way back then. Yeah, maybe conversations about orthodoxy isn't for the OrthoThugs. Maybe it's not. No, if they expect me to have the patience to read through this, I shouldn't be being mocked for expressing history. And the other thing is that mocking my founding daddy, what if I said that about St. Basil? Do you not respect the patriarchy? I don't get it. I have to follow the patriarchy. My father is still alive, so we'll keep his information private for now. But my father's fathers, and my father's father's father, why do I not honor all of them? Why are you disrespecting the patriarchy? I don't get it. Like, why would you be disrespecting my patriarchy or my connection to it? I think you said it was sick. I think Jimbob said it was sick or disgusting. And that's what the atheists think about your patriarchy, or the feminists think about your patriarchy. They think it's just daddy tell me to leave the house. I don't have freedom. I need a man to tell me what to do. And a man doesn't even have the freedom to say that. I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, since we were doing the OrthoThugs, in nomine Patria Filio Spiritus Sanctus, Amen. Ave Maria, gratia plena Dominus tecum, benedictum mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.